I suppose, first of all, how's the team kind of handled that loss? How have you put yourselves up and on from Sunday's game?
Yeah, I think we're in a lot better spirits today, definitely, than we were probably a Sunday afternoon and Monday. But we've come together as a group and had some really good conversations and watched some vision. And I think we're just very focused in on this weekend now and just ready to, take the learnings from Sunday into this week.
What do you think are the biggest learnings from that game that we might see this weekend against the Giants?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the game was probably lost in that first 5 to 10 minutes of that first quarter. And I think we pride ourselves on our pressure. And I think we didn't quite bring that in those first 5 to 10 minutes. So I think looking into this game against GWS, you can expect to see quite a lot of pressure from us, and tackle pressure and scoreboard pressure, hopefully, as well.
There's been a bit of breaking news from inside your club, just inside this last hour, that Pro's men's trial game this weekend has been cancelled, presumably through injury and COVID cases and close contacts. Are there any implications in that for your side, in terms of needing to avoid the boys? That kind of thing?
Yeah, I'm not completely across what's going on in the men's program. We have a very separate program at the moment. We've set it up so that we've, our men's sample and our programs are all separate and our facilities are all separate. So yeah, there's not going to be any kind of issues with the women's program. No effects through that. But yeah, like I said, not completely across what's going on, but thankfully we're all separate at this stage.
Do you know how the COVID situation is within your team heading into this weekend? Do you have any players in ISO?
If we did, we would definitely, it'd be out in the media. We've do COVID rat test before every training session. So at this stage, I don't think there's anything, but obviously we'll find out going into this week.
And just quickly, if I can ask as well, you had COVID a couple of weeks back. It's a bit of a personal question, but how have you found it actually coming back from having had that? Some players into stage are kind of starting to detail that it's harder for some than others. What's your experience been?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I missed, obviously we have 10 days here in South Australia. So I missed the one game, but I was out just before the second game, but I wasn't quite 100%. I was, still a little bit exhausted and stuff like that, but I'm back to 100% health now, thankfully, and have fully recovered. But yeah, unfortunately, I think some people, everyone gets hit by it in a different way. So I think, I'm quite lucky, I would say, to have had some full recovery. But yeah.
Excellent. Thanks, Hannah.
All right, we'll go to Josh at Channel 9, if you're on.
Hi, it's Vicky here, Daniela.
Vicky,
sorry, we've had a changing of the guard.
Good.
I just wanted to ask, is it something that, just back to the COVID thing, that is it an ongoing concern? Like is it something that you wake up and, it's a fear of the club, because obviously you're going to have to keep playing unless there's a massive number of them. Is it something that it's a weekly fear for the team?
I don't think so. No, I think, every team is affected by COVID in one way or another. It's definitely not something that we're fearful of. I think it's something that's expected. And, we just handle it as it comes. I don't think it's a fear, but it's just something that we have to, deal with at this stage.
Beautiful. And just with GWS, how are you hoping to bounce back?
Yeah, definitely. I think, did kind of touch base on it before, but just bringing our pressure, I think, in those first 5 minutes. I think the opening 5 minutes of each quarter are really important, and I think they really lead, the game, and they show how it might play out. So I think once we, the first siren goes and the ball goes up is when we have to hit the intensity of the game. It has to be as best as we can possibly do it, and I think, that doesn't matter who we play. So obviously, going to play GWS this weekend, we've just got to play it as if it was a grand final is how we've, going to go into the game.
And you obviously haven't lost a road trip this season. Is that something that you really enjoy, getting away and bonding with the girls?
Yeah, definitely. We're a really tight bunch, and obviously traveling and spending time on the plane and on buses and stuff is always fun. And it's even better when you do get those wins and then you're traveling home together. So hopefully we can keep that going, and we'll give it our best shot. And I think hopefully have a lot of fun as well.
Terrific, thank you.
Thank you.
Channel 10.
Hey, Hannah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, I guess, do you take much confidence out of the big fight back that you guys had last week, and how much have you looked at that going into the game against GWS?
Yeah, definitely. I think we take a lot. I guess I'm personally proud of the group and how we were able to come together even mid-quarter, I think, of that first quarter, and kind of switch the game a little bit and get it back on our own terms. So I think we're really proud of ourselves and how we know we can kind of flip the switch when we need to. And obviously would have been better if we could have done that a little bit earlier last week, but definitely think that we've taken some great learnings from that.
Yeah, have you talked about how to manage that sort of situation if it does come up again late in the game where you're trying to get the win all of a sudden and trying to hit the front?
Yeah, there've been a couple of different situations we've looked at there, but I think we've all taken that it actually starts at the beginning of the game. So we haven't looked heaps into detail about those last final moments, and more so what we can do to control that so it doesn't quite get to those situations again.
How do you stop the slow start? How do you be switched on from the very first bounce? I guess a lot of sporting teams are trying to find that. How are you guys going about it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it starts from the beginning of the day when you wake up and what you do to prepare, I suppose, for that game, and just making sure everyone's got their routine in, and you're doing all that. But as soon as you get to the ground as well, that we're preparing properly, we're warming up, we're together, and also making it fun as well is big for our team. But just that pressure as soon as that first ball goes up, and making sure that we're getting those tackles laid, we're sticking them, and hitting the scoreboard early as well has a big effect on the rest of the game as well.
And just one, I will go back to one on the COVID situation.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it? Obviously, this is going to be something that's part and parcel now with playing footy. How do you go about dealing with it on a daily basis?
Yeah, I think we just take it one day at a time. We luckily only had not too many cases in the women's program so far, so we're prepared for more to come, and I think the club are handling it extremely well, doing obviously all our RAT tests, and not going into too many public places, and just trying to protect our team as much as we can.
Perfect. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Ellie?
Hey Hannah, I believe that the goal you kicked on the weekend was the first one in Crows colours. How did that feel to finally get your first goal for the Crows?
Yeah, it was my first goal. So obviously I previously played for Western Bulldogs, and I kicked my first AFLW goal with them. So to kick my first for the Crows in the other colours was pretty awesome. It was an amazing feeling. And obviously super happy, but disappointed with the final result as well.
Awesome. And one thing that kind of you guys struggled with on the weekend was accuracy in front of goal. Is there anything in particular this week that you've been doing to hopefully fix that up against the Giants?
Yeah, definitely. I think tonight we've got our main session, so we'll hopefully be doing quite a bit of shots on goals. I think as well, just our entries, and hopefully bringing a little bit more composure, entering into that forward 50 so that we can get some more shots on goal as well. But definitely accuracy is something that we'll hopefully get some practice in over the next few days. Yeah, sorry, Ellie, was that your question on the goal kicking? Did you hear anything I said there?
I think I got the first bit and then it kind of cut out after that.
Yeah, no worries. So just this week, obviously, we've got our main session tonight, so hopefully we'll get quite a bit of goal kicking in, and I think just a bit more composure as well, and just making sure everyone's got their routines in, and just more shots and goals. I guess practice, always helps, but a bit more composure leading into our forward 50 as well will probably help us hopefully on the weekend.
Awesome. And Chelsea Randall's still out with injury. How much of an impact is she still making around the club, although she's not out on the field each week?
Yeah, definitely a massive impact Chelsea Randall has in all areas of our football club. And I think for me personally as well, she's just always great to have around and to have a chat with just about life. And obviously, yeah, comes out into all of our huddles, and she's there in the change rooms and talking to us, and obviously had a big conversation as a group after that Western Bulldogs game, and she had a big part to play in that and just gathering us together, and she's always just plays a massive part in our team bond.